Hey trader, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And I'm gonna go over again more in detail in regards to the reversal breaker. How can you use it to actually anticipate better entries? And the best of all is how can you enter on reversal breaker retest? I think that is really the main idea in here is breaker retest. Okay, so right now we're gonna just pretty much focus on dollar CAD. I'm going to take a look at mostly 15 minutes and 1 hour, kind of like 4 hours just to kind of see what's the trend. But right now what is going on, which I actually missed, I should have, I was paying attention, I was doing another video and I should have paid more attention because right now what do we get is that here it is, we have 15 minutes and we have here a reversal breaker, a regular breaker. The market goes up, comes back down again, and pretty much it retested this reversal breaker right here. And if I go to my 4-hour time frame, I can actually see that we already have reversal breaker and regular breaker happening. So here it is, the regular breaker, this is the reversal breaker. As long as the market does not close outside of this reversal breaker, we're still in good standing. That means that the market, it is possible now that it can turn around. So we use here a moving average. This is a 13 moving average, and it's actually a guidance that once the market breaks, then we will be able to, once the market breaks that moving, we will be able to actually look for entry opportunities. So this M15 entry right over here was awesome. This would have been right here. What did the market do is that it broke. The best entry is that once you get a breaker candle, so this is the breaker candle that broke this block right over here, so then we will have to enter right after it, right? We will have to wait and see if the candle goes beyond it just to kind of see what is the momentum. Then the best thing also is when the market is inside my moving average, and then that's it. This would have been the entry. The market came back and we tested this block for a little bit, and then finally it shoot up, and then unfortunately I kind of missed that entry. But the good thing about it is that not only did we have a breaker on 4 hours, we were going, if we use the strategy 15 minute, so we also were having a breaker and reversal breaker and a regular breaker retest. That's pretty much it. So even if you want to enter on this breaker, you can just pretty much expand it. And your second entry would be that once this candle closes, then I could re-enter again once this candle closes or goes beyond this breaker right over here. Okay, so the best entry would have been right over here because it's pretty much going, giving me a better price. This is the reversal breaker, is pretty much giving me a better price. So not right now, the market closed. So what can I do is I could enter on this entry right over here. So I could buy, I'm gonna buy it right now and see if the market keeps on going higher, right? So this would have been the first entry right over here, and then this could have been your second entry. So the best thing is you can highlight the boxes and actually drag them, and then like something like this, you can drag it. Of course, if you change time frame, it would just go back to its normal position. But one of the things you can do, like, okay, as long as the market does not closes below this breaker, we're still in good standing. I get a reversal breaker again in here with inside this breaker, right, inside this reversal breaker. And once the candle breaks outside and then is inside my moving, pretty much all I'm gonna do is buy in here. So I enter on this here, and let's just pretty much go over a little bit more examples in here. So right over here on dollar CAD, this is just focusing on 15 minutes. I'm not gonna go too much in detail, but here it is. We have here a reversal breaker, which actually is being modified, is using this candle right over here. And we get a breaker candle which breaks outside of this box. So right over here, this is already letting me know that, hey, the market could change direction now, right? I do not enter right after because I have to wait if the candle goes the next candle goes below this breaker candle. So it didn't happen. The market comes back inside and retested this box for a couple of times, and then eventually gives us another breaker candle. I believe is this candle right here. All I have to do is enter below it, make sure I'm inside my moving, and then I could enter in that. If you don't want to use the reversal breaker, the reversal breaker is great when you actually get retest of it, okay, multiple times, and then that's when you actually say, If it doesn't close above it, then you're still in good standard. This is an active block right here. So the market comes down. This has not been created yet, this regular breaker. And then what does it do? It actually gives us finally a breaker entry right over here. But if you enter from here, this is already a preemptive entry. And then the second entry could have been right over here with this breaker, right? It broke in here, you would most likely would have entered here or waited for another retest. The retest is you have to wait for a candle to close back again outside that breaker. So it breaks in here, and then the market comes back down again. Eventually it bounces back up, right, to retest this breaker, so you can expand it. You retest it, it gives us another breaker inside this breaker, right, reversal breaker. And then the entry could have been either in here, or you could have waited to enter in, goes back inside the moving average, and then pretty much you just enter in there. And then what does the market do? Boom, you can expand this breaker too right over here. And what does the market do? Comes back and retests this entry, this breaker again. Once it closes back outside, you can re-enter again, and that is how you play your breakers. That is how you trade them. You pretty much already know what is your trend, and you go along with that. As long as the market does not close above it, if you get a wick, that is still an active breaker. So I'm going to show you an example when we would have had a breaker. So right over here, this would have been a reversal breaker, okay? If the market broke, came inside our moving average, but what did the market do? The market came back inside the breaker. It gave us a wick, but the most important thing in here was that the market the body of the candle never closed above that box right here, okay? So as long as it does not close outside of this box on the right over here, is still a valid entry. So if you would have not entered in here, we can know that it was going up to the upside. So the best entry would have been a breaker retest. This is still valid because the body of the candle did not close above it. So this would have been the second entry right here. So if you would have entered once, you would have entered twice in here, and then bam, the market nicely worked out. You would also have had a regular breaker right over here. Well, this would have been, this is being modified, but we would have a regular breaker right over here as well as an extra confirmation. The regular breaker right over here would be red, okay? So it would be red, and so that is double whammy. Like we have the regular reversal breaker, regular breaker happening, we're inside our moving, and then that is where actually that trade would have worked out very nicely. So reversal breakers, like I said, are great. Let's see how this trade is going. It's actually going again. The best entry would have been using the reversal breaker because it is, you can get a better price. All we want is we want a better price at the end of the day, right? So the regular breaker, if sometimes happens too late, then we don't get a better price. So the reversal breaker is the one that is going to help you anticipate or get a better price or breaker retest. So pretty much what we're doing is we got a regular breaker, we got a reversal breaker, the market comes back down in here, and then it already giving us another signal. Hey, it's time to buy. Why? Because you're inside a reversal breaker, you're still in an uptrend, and then 4 hours we were also having a reversal breaker and regular breaker happening. So this was a great entry. This was a better entry than this one, of course. It's a big difference in pips. So the reversal breakers are going to help you a lot when it comes to better anticipation of your entries. So right over here, even if you wanted to sell for scalping, even against your regular breaker. So what do we do is that in this strategy is that you enter. If you get a reversal breaker, you get out. So this is your exit point. Then what do you do is you can even enter against it, but obviously I don't suggest that. But this would be your exit point when you actually get a reversal breaker happening. That would be your exit. Then all you have to do is re-enter again when you get that possibility, that re-entry right there, you know, with a reversal breaker, a retest of regular breaker, or retest of reversal, and then you just have to re-enter again to get another better price. So instead, you're not in a drawdown like you would have been in here, right? So use your reversal breakers to re-enter the market, and use them also to get out of the market, okay? Use that for your advantage. So if you're in a trade, just like let's say in here, we would have been, let's say you would have entered here, or you would have entered here, but right over here you cannot see it so well, but this would have been a what? Another reversal breaker, meaning that if it breaks above it, it's time for you to get out, exit that trade, and then wait for another opportunity into the upside, unless you want to be in a drawdown or you want to hold and stuff like that. So if you don't want to hold, you just want to get out with whatever pips you have, you just wait for another re-entry, whether it's retesting this breaker right here, or whether it's retesting, giving you another new breaker, which, you know, is going along with the trend. So you just have to re-enter again, you know, and pretty much get a better price in here. If you would have entered on this one, then, you know, the best price really would have been a retest of the reversal breaker, or get a new reversal breaker entry and re-enter in that at a better price. Pretty much that's what I'm trying to tell you when you, in terms of using your regular breakers and reversal breakers. So I hope this is not confusing. The reversal breakers is pretty much using the high of the candle, and if that candle, if we want to sell, we want to make sure we also get in a bullish candle, so we find momentum, and then we just will do the opposite. You know, here this was the low, it was a bullish, so we would just highlight the bearish candle high also, just to find momentum going to the opposite direction. That is pretty much, it's very simple, but it's very effective. All right, traders, so I hope this was easy to understand. If you have any questions, please let me know. Write it in the comments, or sign in into the Telegram channel, which you will have more, you know, you can interact with me and other traders as well. So I'll see you, and thank you, and subscribe.